Our speaker today is Reverend Steph Amand. She's up in Canada, and she doesn't mind being called a Canuck. She is a speaker and a teacher, and she is the founder of I Love Awakening, which is an online community devoted to bridging hearts, awakening minds, and transforming lives. She likes to focus on love and radical acceptance. And we have some music. This is Reba McEntire, and I can't remember the name of it. And we welcome our speaker, Reverend Steph St. Amand. Take it away, Steph.
Did that make you feel anything? Did that song make you feel something? Oh my goodness, praying for peace, praying for love, praying for the expression of spirit, praying for that, the wholeness of who we are, that we are revealing something in prayer. And prayer, affirmative prayer, spiritual mind treatment, talking to yourself, whatever it is you like to call that experience has changed my life. Learning how to pray was the greatest thing I could ever have done for myself. And so I am on the bandwagon of affirmative prayer. And today I want to talk about prayer on fire. Prayer on fire. Ernest Holmes said, your soul belongs to the universe. Your mind is an outlet through which the creative intelligence of the universe seeks fulfillment. Fulfillment. The universe is seeking fulfillment. For me, that's feeling. And so prayer on fire is when we are adding our heart, our soul to the words that we are speaking. Our heart and our soul is the answered prayer. And we get to be in this particulate participation. We get to be in this experience and expression with an infinite, universal, intelligent mind. One power, one presence. And when we are praying, when we learn how to pray, we are stepping in to a door that is wide open for our experience to become that fulfilled expression that Ernest was talking about. And so it's one thing to learn how to pray, and we get to that place of sometimes we're just praying to speak the word, but we aren't putting any oomph in it because we aren't believing what we're saying. And so prayer on fire for me is that thought plus feeling equals demonstration. And so a word that we just repeat over and over again without any oomph behind it, without any feeling behind it, we are further away from our demonstration. We are further away from that which is the fulfillment of spirit through our lives. And this powerful prayerful opportunity. I actually call it how to be self-centered in 5 easy steps, right? Self-centered being grounded in who you are, grounded in the center of your being. And how to be self-centered for me is to speak the word and to know the truth as prayer, through prayer, and that all of the power in the universe is behind me in that. So getting up and going on prayer is adding fuel to your day. It is adding flame to your expression and experience. It is the very essence of your faith is what delivers the demonstration. And so we can do treatment, we can do prayer like, oh my goodness, thank you, God, for this experience and expression in my life today. I'm so grateful. Or we can put some effort into that experience and allow the feeling of spirit to enter into our being, our awareness of the wholeness of who we are, the awareness of the life that is unfolding. Oh, beloved, heavenly expression of spirit living itself through everything that I am. I am so grateful for this life that is ever pouring, ever experiencing, ever anticipating. And so that fuel, that experience of spirit, it is our heart and soul that we are giving the power. We are giving the prayerful expression. It is belief is a feeling. Our belief, our faith is a feeling. We're praying for love, joy, peace, safety, health, prosperity, community. We're praying for these things. These things are feelings. Faith is a feeling. This body temple is a tuning fork for our good. This body temple is the house of spirit. We are the living spirit in form and in action. What a joy it is to be in this body. And so that fulfillment of spirit, that fulfillment of a divine idea whose time has come, that's through us. We are the vibration of an infinite indwelling source and supply. Mark 11:24 says, so I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it and it will be yours. Belief is a feeling that we have, and we get to work on that belief. We get to work on that faith. We get to work that faith out. But faith is a feeling. These things are feelings that we're praying for. We aren't praying for the red sports car. We're praying for the feeling of driving that red sports car with the top down all through the mountains. That's the feeling that we're looking for. Meister Eckhart said, let God be God in you. Let love be love at the root of your being. And so as we endeavor to pray, as we endeavor to speak the word that is already in the mind of God, it is already present. We are speaking that expression into our own awareness and allowing our body temples to engage in that raw energy that is spirit, wanting to feel inspired, wanting to feel engaged, wanting to feel fulfilled and satisfied. That is the power of prayer. That is why we pray. To have something happen in our lives, to give thanks for something that is in our lives. That's why we pray. Our spoken words have no meaning if we don't fuel them with the feeling of faith. We can do all the prayer. We can pray for 8 hours a day if we want to, but if we are not engaged in that body temple space, that vibration of the Holy Spirit, that there's nothing moving that demonstration or manifestation or answered prayer closer to our being. Words can be misspoken. Words can be misunderstood and unclear. And so just like sometimes we have conversations with people that are unclear and misunderstood, the universe can read between the lines for us. The universe can read between the lines for us. And so we don't have to use words to demonstrate in our lives. We are engaging in this beautiful, powerful prayer that is the soul of our own being. Deepak Chopra said, at a deeper level, everything is unified and whole. When you ask for anything, the one is asking the one. God is asking God. You are that. You are this beautiful, powerful presence of spirit, knowing itself. And every answered prayer is spirit unfolding into this time and into this space. Every answered prayer is already in the body of the divine. It is simply us that is waking up, us that is feeling into that feeling fuel, us that is participating and engaging with the wholeness, this universal wholeness that is always supporting us, always reading between the lines, always expanding and igniting upon what it is we feel. This fuel on prayer is the same thing we do in our lives when we are are putting our faith in something other than that one expression of spirit. When we are putting our faith in lack or limitation, we have right here and right now all the faith we will ever have. It is infinite and eternal substance, this faith that we have. But what are we faithful in? That's what we get to shift. That's what we get to change. That's what we get to discover and reveal. And so we have that power to shift into our own experience, the faithfulness, the trusting, the power that created all of life. We have that power within us. And so that's the fuel I'm talking about. Getting into that faithful place that the prayer that you speak is already done in the mind of God. It is already outpouring, outpictured exactly as it needs to be. You are the answer to God's prayer. You are the answer to that infinite indwelling thing that wants to be fulfilled in this life as a unique and unrepeatable expression of its own divinity. Wholeness is the wholeness of one, and one is the wholeness of all. In Isaiah 55:11, so it is with my word that goes out from my mouth. It will not return to me empty, but will accomplish what I desire and achieve the purpose for which I sent it. I love that the Bible teaches us how to pray, teaches us how to add that fuel, teaches us how to expand upon our awareness. So right there is the truth of how to pray. So it is with my word that goes out from my mouth. The moment it is there present, it is present in your awareness. It is already present in God. It will not return to me empty. That is faith. It will not return to me empty, but will accomplish what I desire and achieve the purpose for which I sent it. The power and presence of this beautiful mind that is expanding. That's the faith we are delivering to God. The openness of our faith to know and trust that as we feel into this truth, as we feel into faith, that word that we speak is already done. It is already delivered. That which is desire, that which we desire, that which we want to achieve, it is already done in the mind of God. It is already present for us. We are simply readying ourselves with prayer. We are readying ourselves with affirmative prayer or spiritual healing. We are readying ourselves for that demonstration to be revealed to us. It is already here. It is already present. Desire is a feeling. And everything we want to attune to is a vibration. We use our eyes to see vibration. All of the colors our eyes can see, that is energy. All the forms that we can see, that is energy. That is a vibrational frequency that our eyes attune to. And that is how our body attunes to the demonstration of an answered prayer. We first see it in mind before we can see it in ourselves. This beautiful expression of spirit. The fuel that is living itself in and through each and every one of us is a powerful presence. Elaine Davenport from the 5 Principles, she wrote, "Of course, the universe does not need our words. It responds to energetic vibration. Words resonate within us. We say them for our own sakes. They clarify our thoughts and intentions. They are the voice by which we call forth what we want from the field of possibilities." The universe does not need our words. It is attuned to us as we are attuned to it. Attuning ourselves with faith, attuning ourselves with joy, attuning ourselves with powerful presence and awareness of our conscious mind. We have the power to shift and change our thinking. We have the power to shift and change our lives. And we are that power. We are the good in our lives. We are the answer to the very prayer we speak. For anything in this life is fulfilled as spirit being, spirit. The joyful expression of this life is remembering who we are, remembering that powerful presence of who we are, what has made us, this energetic wholeness, this divine source and substance that is infinite and eternal. Before words were words, it was here. Before thought was thought, it was present. This power, this presence that is back of absolutely everything is here for us, as us, and supporting us in all that we need and all that we require in this life. When we attune our bodies to that energetic field, we are the tuning fork of the beloved. We are the storehouse of a holy divine love. And when we remember who we are, when we remember that powerful place within us, that is spirit on fire. That is spirit living itself through all that we are and all that we do. Spirit is the fuel. Faith, our faith ignited like a match. Our faith ignites that fuel in our lives. The words that we speak, the love that we give, the joy that we reveal. Spirit is the fuel in all of it. We are simply the wick in an oil lamp, all right? In this beautiful oil lamp, the oil is the substance, the source. And we are the wick. The fire is everything that we want in our lives, that we shine our awareness into and upon. That light is living itself in and through you. You are infinite wholeness. You are infinite wholeness. You are the answered prayer. How many times have I have heard this sentence after I've done something, or I've said something, or I've felt something with somebody, like that deep connection. Oh, you are an answer to my prayer. Oh, I just prayed for you. We are the answer to that prayer. Whenever we are praying for something, for someone, we are the answer to that prayer. That Christ consciousness is presenting itself in that moment. I have heard so many times, in right timing or divine intervention, I have been the answer to a prayer. And I bet each and every one of you has been an answer to someone else's prayer. The right and perfect person, the right and perfect opportunity for you to shine your light, being your authentic self, fueling that spirit faith into someone else's life. Oh, thank God for you. I'm sure you've heard those words. Oh, thank God you are here. Thank God you are present. Thank God you opened the door. Thank God you picked up the phone. Thank God you are here to pray with me. Thank God. And all of that good stuff that they are thanking God for is thanking the God that is within you, who knew when to pick up the phone, when to open the door, when to walk through the door. That is you in perfect and right timing on the divine plan, because spirit is fueling your journey. Spirit is fueling who you are in this life. Right and perfect timing. And how often have you said, oh, thank God you've opened the door. Thank God you picked up the phone. We are in this life together. There's all these little particles and pieces of God everywhere, finding each other, finding one another. And that's prayer on fire. That is prayer being answered through the activity of the unique and unrepeatable expression of who you are in this life. You are presenting God to God. You are presenting oneness to the one. Myrtle Fillmore wrote in Healing Letters, we have yielded ourselves to the source and have entered into a oneness that in itself makes us receptive to all that the source is and holds for us. There's only one thing happening. I think so often, if I'm struggling, if I'm engaged in maybe a little bit of anger or hostility, something just didn't go my way and I'm starting to feel things, the best thing I can do is take a breath and remember Remember how powerful I am. Remember who I am in this place and in this space. Remember the power that surges through me. Before I say anything I don't want to say. Before I hit send on that email I probably shouldn't hit send on. It's taking that stillness, that opportunity to just remember that we are yielding to the source and supply that is all of humanity. We are entering into that field of consciousness before we speak the word. How do you put out a fire? We do this to ourselves sometimes. We put out our own fires. When we are excited about something, when we're feeling audacious and bold in who we are, we sometimes allow the circumstances around us to put a basket over our flame. How do you put out a fire? You stop giving it oxygen. You stop giving it life. We do this to our own prayers when we doubt and when we are in disbelief. There is a powerful, powerful presence back of absolutely everything. How can we doubt? We have so many expressions. We have so much evidence and proof that prayer works. I know prayer works. I know my word has power because I lived through 2.5 decades of chronic anxiety and severe depression before I found the power of prayer in my life. Before I found this teaching of new thought and metaphysics. Before I became who I am, I was living in that place of doubt and disbelief, unworthiness. And who am I to feel unworthy? Who are we to feel unworthy? We are the power of the Holy Spirit. We are living spirit in form and in fashion. And so taking away that disbelief, taking away that doubt, that's exercising through the power of prayer. That is exercising our demons and our doubt, exercising our disbelief, taking away that expression with the power of prayer. Roger Teal, he says in The Life of Joy, true prayer is meant to be a vital process that transforms the consciousness of the one praying. It is not something we try to do to God or to a problem or need. It is a spiritual shift we cultivate entirely within ourselves. You know, I had a situation yesterday. I had to apologize to my spouse. I was not skillful yesterday. And so taking in that place of, wow, I'm so sorry. I was making you responsible for my feelings. And that power is only within me. And so being in that place of being able to have the situation and just go into the stillness, go into God and do a little understanding and an unwrapping and revealing the power that is within me. That is within me. The power to go and apologize, and the power to see a greater truth, the power to take my responsibility and be accountable. That is the answered prayer that I'm always seeking in my life. There is no problem in my life that is greater than God. There is no problem or need that I could have that is greater than the Holy Spirit. God, the universe, it can tell if we'd rather be doing anything else but praying. So if we don't feel like praying, don't force it or rush it. You'd just be wasting your time. God can feel that energy. You are the vibration that it is one with. And so before praying, before acknowledging anything, taking that time to be still, taking that time to acknowledge the moment, taking that time to sit a while until you are ready to enthusiastically and joyfully exclaim your good into the present. There's always opportunities to just be still, to meditate, to contemplate. Meditate and contemplate before you initiate. Ellen Davenport wrote in the 5 Principles again, the most effective prayer of all might just be wordless, a period of silence to align ourselves with all that is and return to the wholeness that is our true nature. Sometimes the most powerful prayer is in silence. The wordless. An answered prayer is sometimes just making eye contact with someone who needs that eye contact. Sometimes the powerful prayer is just smiling at someone who looks like they could use a smile. You are the answered prayer. You are that expression of spirit on earth, doing God's work as God. All the love in this world comes from you. All of the joy in this world is in you now. And so wordless or spoken loudly and vibrantly, the fuel that is prayer on fire is the feeling that you have in the joyful knowing that you are wholeness. You are oneness. You are the God self, the divine being that is praying in recognition of that which you already are. And your answered prayer is already present. When you give your whole self, you give from the whole self. One power, one mind, one source. The substance from which all answered prayer is formed is the substance that burns eternal. It is indestructible, unquenchable, and it is in you always. It is in you always. So as we move into our time of meditation, let us know that powerful place, that powerful presence, that feeling zone of genius that we are. Do you have something that goes in between the meditation, or I can just slip in? Just slip in. Wonderful. Well, then let's join together in this beautiful place of consciousness, in this field of infinite and eternal possibility. To know that we are each connected in this breath. And let's take a breath together. Let's feel into that breath, being aware of the moisture and the coolness as we inhale and exhale. Feeling into this moment. Recognizing and knowing that there is only one power, one presence, a divine energy that is circulating and encompassing all that is. And so I step out of my unique and unrepeatable expression, and I step into the fullness, this field of wholeness. I rest my body in this wholeness, this place where I am safe and supported, where my faith is participating and engaged. In the wholeness, in the oneness, I let go of all of my edges. I let go of all that separates me from that which is the divine. I let go all of the labels in my mind. I let go of all of the judgments. I let go and surrender my belief in otherness, my belief that I could be anything but wholeness. I rest right here in this infinite field of wholeness, and I let myself go. My body becomes relaxed. And as I softly, gently let myself go, I remember spirit is my fuel, my source. It is all source, all fuel. Spirit is indwelling in all things, and there is a power and presence right here. Letting go of all of my edges. The I am becomes the we. We are one. We are the Holy Spirit inseparate from one another. We are the beloved community sharing in this experience and expression. We are the fullness of divine flow, living and breathing and having our being in the infinite, in the eternal. There's only one. That oneness is alive and awake, present and engaged, right here, in this moment. Breathing into the fullness of this expression and experience, I declare this truth, that there is a power for good in the universe, and it is using me. It is using me as joy, as love, as peace. It flows through all that I am and all that I do. This one power that is for good in the universe uses me as an instrument of divine unfoldment in right and perfect timing, in divine interventions. It places me in right and perfect places, in right and perfect spaces. It allows me to show up for others in ways that I couldn't even imagine were possible, but God does. God knows through me all that needs to be done through that which I am. I am the radiant I am, engaged and enthusiastically participating in this life. That the soul of me is on fire for the work of the divine. And to be in community, to share in the prayer, the connection, the meditation, to share in the uniqueness and the wholeness of the beloved community. To know that the good in the universe is supporting this life. I know that my life is one of fulfillment and one of service. And in service, I find joy. In service, I find deep connection, collaboration, and communication. In the work that is spirit unfolding and revealing itself through everything that I am, I know that I speak truth as truth. I allow my faith to be a lighthouse to shine on the path of good and very good. I know that this expression and experience of the Spirit that is unfolding and infolding upon the very nature of its own being is using me. And this awareness of being an instrument of the divine, this awareness of being the storehouse of love, this awareness of being the home where Spirit lives and breathes and has its being, is the gift that I get to unwrap every day. I get to unwrap this day with love, with joy, with peace, with presence. I know in this moment, the God self within me is speaking to the God self that is in all things. For there is only one power, one presence, one divine infinite intelligence that has woven itself in and through and as absolutely everything. There is no space or place or moment or breath where the divine is not emanating its fullest expression and activating upon its own being. This is the gift of awareness I bring to this day. The nature that is within me that is unfolding is God's substance, knowing this day, breathing this breath, loving this love, laughing this laugh. And I know I need be nothing more. I need do nothing else. I am showing up as the instrument of the divine. I'm living the life of Spirit, for Spirit, with Spirit. I simply engage in this truth, recognizing and knowing the fulfillment of this life is the fulfillment of the life of God. For there is only one life. That life is perfect. That life is living itself now. With peace in my heart, with gratitude in all that I am. I let it be so in my life now. And so it is.